Welcome, my name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the lovely town of Brackley, England. All my cards are made using Stampin' Up! Products. If you'd like to purchase any of the supplies I've used, in this video you'll find a full list provided with my YouTube channel. Or you can always send me a private message via my Facebook page. Don't forget to like and follow so you don't miss any future videos. Your support really does help me keep creating and sharing more projects. So this week we are on to our next stamp set of the week, and it is Stay Warm. It is a single stamp set standalone. It is 7 images, but it's reversible. And as it says Stay Warm, it gives you all of these 7 wonderful images. So let me bring in my paper like I usually do. So we have a jumper, a heart, a bobble hat, and this is where we have 2 pairs of socks, a pair of socks, so 2 socks, and a pair of gloves, so one left, one right. And because obviously they are reversible, you'll find that one sock will do the infill and one sock will do the detail, and same with the gloves. So as I say, 7 stamped images, but 14 in total because it's reversible. Right, so let's show you the card we're going to create. So today's card is a quick, simple card for a Monday afternoon. And here we've got an outline with all the images and then the jumper inside with just Merry Christmas. Yes, I know, we are here already. So let me bring in the supplies. I have using... I haven't got my base card, so I don't know why. So bear with me while I grab that. I keep all my card bases in little envelopes, so I can just pull out a colour should I wish. So I'm going to use the Real Red. Let's check that I'm happy with that. Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so what I've got is our base, which is 8 inches by 5 3/4, and we will score at the 4-inch mark. I have a piece of Highland Heather. This is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I then have a piece of Gorgeous Grape. Now this is 4 7/8 by 3 1/8. And then I have a piece of white cardstock, which is 3 inches by 4 3/4. I have an inside piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I have a spare piece of white, but I've also got it, the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape, because I want to try something out, because the edge of the jumper here is cut out, so I want to try it in the colours and see which I prefer. Right, so let's keep with our first piece of white, our Highland Heather, and then our 3 strips. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate all the way around the edge with our socks, gloves and hat, and I'm going to do that in the Gorgeous Grape onto the Highland Heather. So I've got this beautiful bobble hat. I'm just going to just put 3 images on of each. I'm not going to worry too much. What it is, I'm aiming for the outfit, because once this goes on, you're only going to see a certain amount of the image. So I'm really just going to decorate the edging here. So that was the bobble hat. Let's bring in the right sock. 1, 2, 3. Then we can bring in the the right glove. 1, 2, 3. And then we can bring in our left glove. No, left sock. Only one there. One there. I think that's fine. And then I'm just going to bring in the left glove. Do you do that? Do you still there? I look at my hands. Yes, that's the one I write with. Yes, that's my left hand. It's bizarre, isn't it? 1, 2. I think that's about it. Okay. So that is, I'm going to leave that out. I don't know why I'm putting that away. That is our base. Now we are going to bring our woolly jumper in. So I've got this big, huge woolly jumper. I'm going to stamp it up in the gorgeous, the gorgeous grape. There we go. I'm using an old sentiment for Merry Christmas, so you can use whatever Christmas sentiment you wish. This particular stamp set does not come with a sentiment, so I'm using Poppy Parade. No, I'm not. I'm using Pebble Path, and I wanted a long Merry Christmas, so I've just grabbed one from my stash, and it just fits onto my paper like so. And then I'm going to use my real red to colour it in, and I'm just literally going to go over like so to colour it in. You don't need to see me colouring that all in. So here's one I've done earlier. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to trial out my jumper section, this bit here, on these 3 pieces and see which I prefer. So I've got the gorgeous grape. I'm going to, there it is, ink up the edging, pop that onto there. You got that one. Oh, it might be a bit dark. Let's try it on this one. There we go. I'm going to pop that onto there, and then I'm going to try it on here. See how we do. I'm going to get myself a pair of sharp scissors, and I shall just cut it out. So I'm just going to go along the line just to give it, there we go. Because obviously having been flat, because I've already got the outline in place, I can lay it flat and it will just give it to you there. And that's one. Let's see what we think about the dark. Because obviously it's infilled. Let's see what we think. There we go. Because of the shape of this, it's quite easy to cut out. So it can go onto there. Actually, I quite like the dark. Okay, I'm going to go for the dark. Let's do that. So let's get the hand onto, follow it round. There we go, all the way through. It's quite easy to cut. So that can go onto there. And then do exactly the same with the other side. And I'm literally just going to glue this down with a dab of glue. Nothing more. There we are. Whoops. Don't need to throw that away, do I? And go straight across. Right. And that can go onto there. So let's bring in our multi-purpose. And we can just, it's easier to put it on the paper. Just give it a tap. Come on. Monday morning. And the glue. I've already used it, so it should work. I know there's glue in there. I can feel the glue. Come on. Well, it wouldn't be a little greenhouse video, if the glue didn't decide to not come out. Right, let's pop that down into there. Lovely. And then this one can go onto there. Make a nice little cuff. If you wanted to, you could also cut out the collar, but I'm not going to do that for today's video. There we are. Perfect. Right. Let's tap that again. I'm going to go on the back of this. Come on. There we go. See, I told you there was loads in there. Pop that on to the gorgeous grey background. Try and get it straight. Much better look when it's straight. Come on. There we go. There we are. Perfect. And then that can be put onto our real red. Got my bone folder so I can burnish it. And then that will have the Highland Heather go on first. And that will just slip onto there. Now, if you want to, the next piece could be raised with dimensionals. It's up to you, the preference, but I'm actually going to lay mine flat again. There we are, just like so. And then that will just get popped onto there. And that is our quick Monday video. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like these cards. Do join me again for Wednesday when we'll do a slightly stepped up version. And then, of course, on Friday, we'll have our funky fold. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye.